Close this one, open this one, open this, and then now you can either activate your source here.
All right guys, we are back for another video, and if you guys watched the previous video, we were going to be doing a video about the wash system in my garage. And behind me we have Perry, and he's had a lot of experience with installing these systems on the wall. I have no experience with that. I don't want to ruin it. So we're going to use his expertise along with his buddy that's coming in later, and we're going to get this installed onto the wall. And that is the general area we're going to be doing it at. And for the longest time, I've had my Active 2.0 basically on the floor, and it's been a pain to keep getting it set up. So this is going to save me time and also make the experience of washing my car a lot better. But we'll check in with Perry right now.
So what we got here, we're going to lay out everything. That way we'll make sure that we got all our fittings needed. This is going to be a little bit different than your typical active. Well, this is an active. Your typical Crensless setup. We kind of modified it a little bit, and we're also going to add, if you look over here behind Ken, we're going to add a bucket filler. But normally your bucket filler will come off the wall here. We're going to add a 90, so then you can also get your CR spotless into the water filter into the bucket. That's nice for your rinseless washes. You're filling up your foam cannons, and the more that you can use the CR spotless, and then especially in Florida sun, you're washing outside, you need the CR spotless. If you're inside, not really necessary. Ceramic coated cars also help that too. And let's finish this and we'll get on the wall.
Sounds good, Perry. I do not have the necessary tools for all this. I would have had it all crooked, I would have had it all messed up.
All right, so what we did here, we're gonna line up our CR spotless. We're gonna go off of OG specs. We're gonna kind of modify it from there. So
you were mentioning
spotless,
the CR spotless, where is that gonna be going?
that's gonna be right here. So the top of that CR spotless is gonna be right here.
Okay.
And don't quote me on this, I gotta look at the diagram again, but I think it's at 41 to the top of this bracket.
Okay.
We're gonna center line this at 36. The whole unit is 36 wide, but because we're gonna add that bucket filler on the right side, we gotta shift it over. Okay. Now we do have some complications here. Ken is adding a water softener to his in-home system here, so we gotta be cautious and give enough room for that along with the install here, but we also need enough for that bucket filler. So
yeah, you know, Perry actually brought over his one of his good friends that's actually a plumber. So I ran through the idea of having the water softening unit onto the left side of the pressure washer system, and he said this should be ample enough room. Because like my idea is, besides this, I kind of want to be healthy at home, so I'm taking the plunge and actually getting the whole house with the water softener, just to have better drinking water, better water for my future son when he takes those baths. But I'm excited to have both units up. It's gonna look pretty interesting, and it's gonna make washing the car a lot more enjoyable. Because right now what I do is, that wire here, it's all tangled.
That's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
That's gonna be no more. You're gonna not have that mess and be able to reel it up nice and easy when you're done. It makes the whole washing experience less stressful.
So Perry, one thing I wanted to see if you could explain, this was an off-the-shelf kind of setup, right? Because the way you had me purchase it was kind of customized.
Similar. So what we did, we took their solution, we picked and kind of pieced what we wanted to keep it in that solution, but we also added the bucket filler to the right side. So what that added would be another T and then a 90. So, and then also a ball valve, because we want to be able to shut that bucket filler on and off separate from the system. And you'll see a pan of all the stuff we have laid out here before we put it on the wall, so you can at least see all the fittings that we're going through. The Cox reel, we're going to be setting that up shortly here. We're going to mount the shelf next. That's going to be the next step. Then the reel, and then we'll get all our fittings set up.
And the funny thing is, like, when you were on the phone with me ordering part by part, I'm like, I have no idea what these parts are. I'm just ordering it into the cart. But the main thing is there's different ways of setting it up. You don't have to go off the shelf what they have set up. Again, Perry has, I guess, tweaked things a little bit, and we're gonna have it work for me. So I'm excited because, again, I wash my car probably like every other week, and in my wife's car every other week. So I'm like weekly washing the car.
Yeah, so you're gonna get good use out of it. It's gonna make the process more enjoyable. I got two Crinzler full setups. So I really know this system kind of off the back of my head from the 2 installs. This will be my 3rd install here. We're not Mike from Obsessed Garage here, but we're trying to make it, you know, seamless. I think I, you know, got this down pat here. So.
And then make sure you hit him up on Instagram on his t-shirt right there, Ocean Auto Designs. All right, so explain to the people, this is where you were talking about the customization, right? The bucket filler, right? And you added a few different pieces to this?
So what we added, there would be this 90 would normally be here. And this would close loop this and put it back up into the pressure washer. And your typical, you'd have a bucket filler on this side or the other side. So what we did, we put a T. So now we can grab our water from our CR spotless here. We're gonna take this 90 that would come with the typical kit here, the solution, and we're going to kick it out over to the right. And then we'd also have a valve, so we're going to be able to shut this bucket filler on and off at our disposal. And we can also, with this open, if I close this valve here and close this valve here and turn this one on, it will fill up here, come over here, and go down into your bucket filler. So you can either have the CR spotless water or regular tap water off the house supply.
So that's why the way he was saying, I guess the customization is allowing you to have a little bit more flexibility with your system. And actually, I think for me, it's going to be amazing to be able to fill up my bucket when I wash my car with a CR spotless system, right?
Yeah, and the other option, I mean, at that point you would have 2 inlets now, so it's just adding more for a plumber to do, where we can do it ourselves here and have the benefit of the filtered water.
Yeah, I agree. And everything looks so high quality, especially with the Prevost piping, the filters itself, and it looks amazing on the wall already. And this is just, I guess we're almost more than halfway done, right? I would say.
Yeah, I'd say we're about 65, 70% done. We just got the bucket filler. It's going to take a couple more minutes. We're going to mount our Cox reel next. And then after that, it's just one more fitting here with the stainless line.
All right, so this video is not going to be like a DIY because there's many other videos you could probably look out there, but this is just throughout the process, enjoying some of the B-roll. And also, I'm really excited again to get this started because one of the main things is that the hose and spigot outside, it's wrapped with a long garden hose, probably like maybe 100-foot plus. And that is a process of me unraveling it, bringing it out here, getting this hooked up to my Active 2.0. But now having this set up here is gonna make the process of washing the car so much more smoother. And I've heard also too, once you get a system like this, you never wanna wash your car again without it, so.
All right, guys, this is the completed product. We got our Active 2.0 on the top here. It's gonna get a stainless quick connect here, stainless disconnect here. So if we ever do need to service the unit, you know, swap it out, do whatever Ken wants to later on, change to a Crinzler, whatever the case may be, it's easy to do. None of this stuff is going to change. That was a nice part about this unit. This hose is still gonna be the same. Garden hose fitting is still gonna be the same. We have the 90 that was an extra piece that you guys saw there. That was for the Krenzel. That was my mistake in getting all the fittings for Ken. Now, how are you going to use this unit? We're going to have our plug here, so you're going to obviously need power. You're going to need water. Once you have those two figured out, everything else is pretty simple. If you had a drywall, you're going to have to open up the wall, put some backing on it, and then put the drywall back. In this case, we had cinder blocks. So cinder blocks is pretty easy. You're just going to use some Tapcons, simple stuff you can get at Home Depot. Once you have everything on the wall, then you would work for your Prevost piping. Then you would get your Cox hose reel and tighten all the fittings. Once you do all that, then you're going to pressurize the system. So right now the system is pressurized. We could tell there's no leaks even if you can physically see, sometimes you'll physically see them. The other case is if your machine, this is a total stop unit. So what that means is when you let go of the trigger, the machine shuts off. If the machine is kicking on and you're not using the unit, that means you have a leak somewhere where it may be a very small leak that you can't tell. Maybe it's under here and it's not leaking enough to drip out of the hose, whatever the case may be. If it is turning on without you not using the unit, then you do have a leak. So how the system works, you can either turn this valve, close this one and turn this one. Now it's going to have CR spotless. You also have to go to this side. If you don't, if you leave this open and just close this and use your non-filtered water, it's going to backfill into your CR spotless. So you want to have one or the other. So if I wanted this, right now the system would be fully energized with the CR spotless. In that case, we can use our bucket filler here.
And that's filtered water.
Filtered water right now. Same case may be if we decide we don't need filtered water today for some reason, and we want to use regular water, the bucket filler still will function exactly the same, just non-filtered water. And to completely shut off, as long as these are both off, you have no water source. We did put a disconnect here. If anything were to go to leak on this and we need to service something, maybe a fitting starting to go, or we wanted to modify it a little bit farther, we can go ahead and shut the valve here, disconnecting this entire system here without shutting the whole house down.
So if I were to use, let's say we turn on the water, right, and we want to use obviously the Active 2.0 with the spotless, at what portion am I turning on, what portion am I turning off?
So as long as these are all on and you have active water pressure here, you're going to want to use this one here. This is going to be your inlet to the CR spotless, and you're also going to want to turn this valve. So if you're using CR spotless, you want to use both valves.
Okay.
If you're not using the CR
you're obviously
spotless,
leaving this on.
This would be off.
Off, okay.
Yeah, this is off. You can only have one of these on at a time.
Okay.
And if you're using this one has to be off. Other than that, it's regular use.
All right, let's see it.
So right now, we can use CR spotless. You're going to want to loosen the hose reel, pull out however much you need, and it kicks on. That's it kicking off. If it does kick on now, after I've stopped the trigger, then you have the leak like I mentioned earlier. If we wanted to, that's if we're rinsing the car, if we're just going to be, not our final rinse, if we're just going to maybe do a pre-wash and then do our regular foam, we can use our regular spotless water system. We can just use the regular water. I personally like to just use CR spotless most of the time. It's just better. So if you wanted just a regular water, you can turn this on. This is your regular water source. So if you think of it here, if this is blocked and that's blocked, the water has nowhere to go but to feed here or here.
Okay. And if I wanted to use spotless water?
Spotless water, you would close this one, open this, and then now you can either activate your source here, or if you want to shut that off, now I have water there.
This system's gonna be a lot of fun to wash the cars from now on, for sure. But I definitely want to thank Perry for helping me out and getting this all set up, because Without his help, I would not be able to do this. I would definitely mess this up completely. Anything else?
There you have it. That's the install of the modified, wall solution for the Active 2.0. I'm from Ocean Auto Designs. My name is Perry. I'm the owner. We do window tint, paint protection, ceramic coating. We're now just doing dry ice, blasting, cleaning. I'm sure if you're watching videos like this on YouTube, you're well aware, or just getting into looking at that. We do offer that. We're in Boynton Beach in South Florida. Feel free to check our Instagram out, Ocean Auto Designs, or my personal is Perry OAD. Any questions, feel free to give us a call. We're more than happy to spec one out of these for you. If you do have any issues with OG or whatever, I'm more than happy. I'm well versed in this stuff here.
All right, Perry. Thank you so much.